Amazing. So as you can see, Esau still seems to think that he's running stuff. He thinks he's running things, but the days of you telling us what you are and what you're not gonna pay for is over with. Mr. Kirk here seems to think he was gonna tell people that, black people don't deserve reparations. The white man isn't gonna pay for anything that they've done, and pretty much, we should just made better decisions the last 150 years, and we've like it's always been fair. And it's like, these people just ignore all of their actions before slavery, and then after 1865 till today, they make it sound as if somehow after 1865 everything's been even. They haven't been going behind closed doors and making things horrible for us. They haven't been going out here and making things, uneven. Like they didn't allow all these immigrants to come here since 1965 and get all the dainties, all of the things that were promised to us, all of the, opportunities that were promised to us. You went and gave to everyone else. But you think that you're gonna be able to do all that, and at the end, you're still gonna say, you fix your mouth to say you're not gonna have to pay for anything. We're not gonna get reparations. We just got part of our reparations for a restoration. See, our enemies being dealt with, that's all part of the reparations. It's not just your fake money, it's also justice. Everything has been just for you. Now the Most High is here for just us. People are gonna learn real quick, real soon. You're gonna learn how it used to be in the past. You other nations did not stand up and say all these horrible things to us. You did not do that. You knew better. And you're gonna learn real quick. You're gonna learn real quick that our Father doesn't play with his children. Just like you other nations don't play with your children. When other people, go after your children, and how you got that mama bear mentality, our mother's the same way. But she's been watching all the things you've been doing for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years of pent up rage watching what you've been doing behind closed doors. There was a reason why the Most High called Kirk yesterday. So y'all can sit here and try, oh, he was a family man, he was this, he was that. But the Most High knows what he's been doing behind closed doors. Let's play a little bit of Yah's Weapons of War just for more people to get notified and come on in. Set the mood right quick. Because again, you other nations are not going to be dictating who's going to pay, what's going to be paid. You are not the judge, the jury, and the executioners. That would be our power. And he's got a testimony against every single one of us. But see, we've already been paying for our sins. And you still seem to think that white Jesus didn't save anybody yesterday. All you guys, Americans talk about how Christian you are, how godly you are. You go to church. White Jesus loves you. White Jesus hates us, but he loves you and has been allowing you guys to just live deliciously. Well, that didn't help yesterday. That that doctrine did not work yesterday. The only reason it worked before is because we were at the bottom. We were running around here with no knowledge, no understanding, and we were still praying for our enemies. We don't pray for you no more. We don't pray for our enemies. And you guys are the ones who've drawn the line. Kirk was going from, pretty much college to college, venue to venue, pretty much explaining that he wasn't going to pay for slavery, that black people need to make better decisions. They've had, why should a white man have to pay for what was done to us while you are enjoying all of the fruits of what's been done to us for hundreds of years? So let me play this. I can keep it. I can keep it going. Let me play this right quick.
know from the door. We won a lot of battles, but there's more in store. If you wanna be a soldier, know what you're fighting for. Read the battle axes, God's weapons of war. We can't be defeated, let them know from the door. We won a lot of battles, but there's more in store. If you're gonna be a soldier, know what you're fighting for. Read the battle axes, God's weapons of war. Before you go to battle, you should know what you up against. When God sends his army on a mission, it ain't no defense. Have the latest weapons up, go and learn kung fu. Or you can read the art of war, written by Sun Tzu. You don't need all of the above when we come through. When God sends the order out, where you gon' run to? Sword drawn up with your head like a guillotine. You read what we did to the Canaanites and Philistines, trembling in fear on their faces when we hit the scene. Giving the command, so we wiping out everything. When God puts our enemies under our hands, just like back in the land, put them under the band. Man, woman, or child, let none of them stand. To the last detail, we executing the plan. Brother Joshua and Jericho, David and Goliath, say it's already written in the end. We triumph, we can't be defeated. Let them know from the door. We won a lot of battles, but there's more in store. If you wanna be a soldier, know what you're fighting for. Read the battle axes, God's weapons of war. We can't be defeated. Let them know from the door. We won a lot of battles, but there's more in store. If you're gonna be a soldier, know what you're fighting for. Read the battle axes, God's weapons of war. Don't get it twisted. I can't join your army. I'm a soldier for y'all, and I'm already enlisted. Fully committed, put my life on the line. We're recruiting more brothers. Told I y'all, if you win it, when the children of Zion get the roaring like a lion, we'll clash with a titan, fallen angel or giant. We ain't frightened, so we fighting in the day into the night. When we see our enemies, then it's on sight. You can call on Jesus, he ain't coming to the rescue. He gon' be hiding, so how he gon' help you? All I done left you, now you on your own, and you get the same portion of reward for the wrong. This is more than a song, it's already written. Jeremiah 51. If you thinking that I'm tripping, knowing how to kill your enemy is key for survival. You should have a bow and arrow, slingshot, or a rifle. In God I trust, and this is the truth here. If you a coward, then you have no use here. Set apart spirit got me feeling like Samson when the army go marching out. This is the anthem. We can't be defeated. Let them know from the door. We won a lot of battles, but there's more in store. If you're gonna be a soldier, know what you're fighting for. Read the battle axes, God's weapons of war. We can't be defeated. Let them know from the door. We won a lot of battles, but there's more in store. If you're gonna be a soldier, know what you're fighting for. Read the battle axes, God's weapons of war.
This music is from YouTube. You just gotta look up Yah's Weapons of War by Dawid, Child of Yah. I know it's backwards, but you know, we're pretty smart. I think we can figure it out. We're pretty resourceful. You see what I'm saying? And all right. And the person's channel is Madyah, M-A-A-D, Madyah, M-A-A-D-Y-A-H, Yisrael, Y-S-R-A-Y-L. So you can look it up like that. This has been out for like 14 years. All right. So I'm gonna play a quick video of. It's hilarious because Kirk here would go to campuses, and of course you're talking to young people who don't know shit. You know, they're talking about reparations, and you got a white person or whatever this dude is talking about reparations, and it's like, well, you know, well, not everybody. Dude, you're talking to people you used to talk to people. My bad. Most High, cut that out. You used to talk to people who didn't know history, who only know what their pastors and priests and their teachers have been just telling them. And yet, all of you guys walk around here like everything was equal in 1865. You know, like slavery was over with, and you haven't done anything to keep us, you know, down. That's why I've pulled out this book. This book is a whole book on all the things, many of the things, let's just say all, many of the laws that you passed to pretty much keep our people down. So, you know, you're being past tense. he was very disingenuous. All the time when he's sitting there talking about like, oh, you black people had, why don't y'all just make better choices? You've had 150 years to get it right or to make better choices. But of course, you're not going to talk about the 150 years of you making all these laws against our people. But that's okay, because we're now seeing who is right and who is wrong. Because see, if what you say is true, if what you said was true, and you're not going to have to pay for anything, then why did the Most High take you out? Because really, that's who took you out. I don't care what man, the Most High put spirits into individuals to carry out his will. The Most High uses people to carry out his will. See, this is what happens when 99% of you, oh, it was the left that did it. It was the Democrats that did it. Yeah, that's as deep as you guys go. It's as deep as you guys go. But see, you guys believe that God hated, the black people and put us under the curses to be your slaves. You believe God can do bad things like that. But you don't seem to think that God can do bad things against you. See, when you guys said we had the curse of Cain and that it was okay for you to enslave us and make us 3/5 of a man, and you could rape and rob and murder and steal and take away our knowledge, understanding who we were. You could do all those things and it was okay because God ordained it. But when, someone shoots you from 250 yards and kills you, all of a sudden that's evil. That's evil. How come that's not God too? How come you running your mouth and talking about violence and gun violence and black people and everything else? How come all of a sudden when you get judged, all of a sudden that's evil? And see, of course, we want to talk about Hitler because, again, who had way more than 6 million people killed over the last hundreds and hundreds of years? That would be our people. So yeah, the Most High did that to our people. Yep, the Most High did put us into slavery. Yep, the Most High allowed you other nations to go ahead and come into our lands and destroy us. But see, this is what happens. We can admit when, yeah, that was the Most High too. But see, that's all you'll have. You'll have one, short mustache dude to keep running to all the time, as if somehow what he did was way worse than what Leopold did. Leopold killed 10 million people. How come we never talk about that? How come we never talk about King Leopold killing 10 million black people? How come we never talk about that? See, those don't count. See, you can't come over here running your mouth because we know history. We know history. So when it happens to black people, apparently it doesn't matter. Then it's okay for God to be, horrible and mean and whatever else. But if he does it to you, all of a sudden now that's not godly. Right? We owned our shit. Exactly. We owned our stuff. Yep. We messed up. Yep. And we paid for it too. But see, your people don't do that. They don't take responsibility for their actions. They just say rapture. They just say Jesus paid it all. But my sins are covered by the blood of Jesus. Right? That's what you guys do. I'm like, no. I said, we messed up. Yep. We messed up. We angered the Most High. We angered him, and he had to deal with us. And that's exactly why we've been put under you for this time, until now. Okay? So let me get this video here. But see, that's what they always want to run to the short mustache dude. You know what I'm saying? Right, Charles McGregor? Exactly. That's what happens though when you don't, when you just run out here and you just throw numbers out, whatever else, but you don't back it up. Well, what about all these other people? Or what about these other Holocausts? How come we don't talk about 10 million people being killed? How come we don't talk about all the Negroes that have been killed, all of the so-called Negroes that were here, all the natives that were here? How come we don't talk about that? See, you guys coming in and just running your mouths, that's over with. That's over with. Let me see, was it this one? No.
Is this
Talks about, should black people get reparations? Okay, and he's talking to some young dude who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Black people get reparations.
I believe they should.
So I, white man, have to play for black people. Why?
Wow, that's a really selfish thing you just said.
Hold on. Why should I have...
That's a really non-empathetic thing to say.
Wait, why should I have empathy for a race? I have white guilt because I breathe? Why should the white students here have to work harder to pay for black kids? What is that all about?
Not every black person has lineage connected to slaves.
That's
and
true.
Every white person doesn't have lineage connected to slaves.
Yes, that's right. So since every black person doesn't have a lineage connected to slaves, why should we generalize and say reparations for black people?
Because there are people that are in a worse place.
So over 150 years, they didn't have any ability to make better decisions, to save money, and to invest. How about you take responsibility for your own actions instead of blaming the white man?
You gotta listen to me every time I tell you to do something.
Should black people get reparations?
I believe they should.
So see, again, I mean, this is old. I mean, it's really old, you know. But see, this is what you think. So you thought that, you know, you could just talk and say that black people, we had 150 years to, you know, make better decisions and to invest. We did. We had time to invest. We didn't get put right back into slavery through being put in jail. We pretty much put in, you know, actually just going back into being put in jail, convict leasing. We didn't just go right back into slavery. Y'all didn't just make up all these new rules to put our people in jail and destroy families. You didn't do any of that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you guys keep on talking. Like, you can talk to that guy, that young kid that was at the college, and he won't know about that. But you start talking to people like us who actually read and study and things like that, and we start to see, like, you set up roadblocks the whole time. Yeah, we couldn't invest because, you know, redlining did not allow us to invest. When we could go and buy homes in these suburban areas and buy homes in order to build generational wealth, you didn't allow us to. You didn't allow us to get loans. You see how quickly, like, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about the fact that you made it illegal for these places to let black people live into these neighborhoods. You made it illegal for black people to unionize. You made it so that we can go fight your wars and come back and we couldn't use the GI Bill. You made it so we couldn't go into colleges and get education. You see, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you guys talk like, well, you had 150 years. That is so disingenuous. And that is exactly why the Most High pulled your card. And we know exactly where you are. You're right next to that rich man from the book of Luke. You thought, you know, you think you can, your sins are not hidden there. So you coming out and saying all these things when you know it's not true. So your sins are not going to be hidden anymore. Every one of, you know, you people who keep on like just spewing these lies, spewing this stuff like black people have supposedly had all these opportunities and we just squandered them away. This shows exactly why the Most High wounded him where he did. Because those words were nothing but lies. You've been able to come out here and just spew all these lies about our people and we're just lazy and just didn't work hard. And see, that's why and it's like, and all you people who are just sitting here like, oh, you know, this is so sad, RIP, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hold on. What did he represent when he was here? What did he represent when he was here? Was he representing the truth? Or was he representing falsehoods? You see what I'm saying? Representing hate. You know, and they always like to love to like, well, black people, oh, and also brown people. No, we're not going to keep throwing all these other groups in with us. Not anymore. Yes, there's going to be some people in every ethnic group that are going to be down with us and are going to be called. But that's the Most High. But stop throwing like, well, black people, and they've been doing this to brown people, because no, they haven't. Because they allowed many brown people from all over the world to come here in 1965 and get all of these dainties this whole time. So stop trying to make it sound like, they weren't here fighting with us through the civil rights movement. They weren't doing any of that. And saying, oh, well, the Chinese, they were bringing the Chinese over here to do the railroads. And then they put, the Japanese in internment camps. And they paid them afterwards. They got reparations. Some people said, restore the Japanese. So you're not going to keep on throwing, oh, there are people of color. No, because most people of color got some type of restoration. Many of them got restored even when they didn't go through that 150 years of being, pretty much have their hand, the thumb on their necks, thumb on their backs, boots on their necks. That was us. That was not all these other groups. So stop trying to throw everybody else in here, blacks and, no, that's not working like that anymore. It is not working like that anymore. Oh boy had his freedom, his free Edom shirt on. He got his free Edom shirt. Most High canceled that. Most High canceled that free Edom, freedom shirt yesterday. Edom has been they've been free to lie about what has happened to us. They have been free to lie about their history and our history. They have been free to say whatever they want to say. And the Most High shut all that down yesterday. The Most High shut all that down yesterday. Freedom, free Edom. I can say whatever I want. I can keep pushing all the lies that I want. I can say whatever I want, because that's my magic, is just to lie and deflect and everything else. And the Most High said, no. And took one of your main talking heads out yesterday. And everybody wants to deflect. They want to deflect from what he said to talk about, oh, well, he was a family man. He had kids. He had a wife. How many of our people had a wife, had kids, and got killed, and you guys demonized them? You demonized them. When a cop takes out and has been killing our kids, killing our men, and then you're quick to, oh, he had a record. I had to, I feared for my life. I thought he had a gun. I thought you didn't care about the women, didn't care about the kids, or anything else like that. But now, you want us to continue to be empathetic even when he didn't even ask for empathy. He didn't believe in empathy. You see, I mean, like, it's just the stuff that's going on. Like I said, the way the Most High is working, you've got to look deeper into what's going on. You got to look deeper, because people keep talking about the list. Oh, it's just because of the Epstein list, and and this is just another distraction. I'm like, even if they have a list, even if they release it, even if all of these names of all these people are on the list, do you think that Esau is going to make them pay for whatever they did and those people that are on the list? Absolutely not. Because Esau does not believe in justice. I don't even pay attention to this list, but listen. How many people on that list? A couple hundred? Okay. How many priests have been raping little boys for the last 400 years, 500 years, 600 years? Have any of them gone to prison? So see, and we're going to say the vast majority of them if anyone's gone, it's been very, very few. And they've been having pretty much the run of doing whatever the hell they wanted to. Raping boys, girls, nuns, making them have kids, you know, having them burying all the kids that they've been, you know, fathering in septic tanks. And how many of them have gone to jail? Almost none. So again, the list is a distraction because they're not going to do anything with the list. We all know what they've been doing. And we all know that the people that are the vassals are nothing but just yes men. They're not going to do anything. You see what I'm saying? Except a few Hail Marys. Exactly, right? So again, they're not about justice. They're at the end. That's why the Most High is now executing judgment. Exactly. All of them have been free as a bird. So like I said, it was a huge event yesterday because it's a spiritual event. The physical thing, one person, you know, people die every day of gun violence. People die every day, right? But it's a spiritual thing, okay? Free Edom has had freedom to lie, blatantly lie about us, about our situation, about what's been done to us. They've been able to blatantly lie about not having to pay, being able to just get away with whatever they want to get away with. They've been able to lie about everything until yesterday. It's always been our people that have been getting gunned down for saying like we want equality, we want, you know, fairness. That's what it was continued like freaking bad words for them. We weren't saying that we wanted more. We were just saying, can we just be treated somewhat equally? And that was like a 4-letter word to the other nations. So much so that they had to assassinate our people. They were just, hey, can we just get treated, I don't know, halfway decent? Can we get treated like the other minorities that are here? And they got killed for that. This dude has been out here just, you know, I ain't gonna pay for nothing for you black people. You want to just make some better decisions. It's not fair for you white people to have to pay for black people to go to college when we've been paying for all of you. We've been paying for everything that you have. We've been the ones, the Atlas, we like the God Atlas who's been holding up the entire world on our backs. That has been us. So to sit there and act like, oh, that's not fair for white people to have to pay for black people, when we've been the ones paying for you to go to school. We've been the ones that are, you know, all the vast majority of everything that you have has been made off the backs of our people. So much you want to act like that's not true, but it doesn't matter what you believe. This is our lands. You've been taking all the resources from them, and you've been giving it now to everybody else. You've been allowing everybody to come over here and get them. So it doesn't really matter what you say anymore, okay? But the fact that for the first time, someone has been espousing all these lies, wearing his Free Edom shirt, because Edom's been allowed to say whatever he wants to say, and there's never, well, we've been raised up to combat what he says in the spirit realm. We've been raised up to say things here, but you can ignore us. But the Most High now went ahead and showed you that your words and your actions will have consequences. Your words and your actions will bring consequences. That is what happened yesterday. Can you guys tell me any other time where you had people like this that go out here and just say all these crazy things, got shot down for all to see, for the example? Because even now, no one's talking about why. They're talking about the shooter and he was 250 yards away, and you know, it ricocheted off of his bulletproof vest, and it came out his throat, blah blah. And that's what they were talking about now, right? That the shot ricocheted off of his bulletproof vest and then went out his throat. And if you're trying to say if that's what happened, if that's how we're done, that's even more of a reason to believe that this is the Most High, and that was the Most High that made it ricochet and go out of his throat where it did. And this is just the beginning. So all you people keep coming out here and saying that we don't deserve reparations, we're not the true people of the book, we're not the indigenous people, these aren't our lands, you're from Africa, be careful. Be very careful. Because your words are gonna have consequences. You are lying on our name. You keep calling us out of our name and calling us everything but a child of the Most High is going to bring consequences. And that's not me saying, like, just look at what happened yesterday. None bigger shit talkers than Kirk about our people. So I would suggest, I'm just telling you, watch what you say, because the Most High is listening. The Most High has been watching you, and you have a testimony. So I'm just saying, like, our words have consequences. What the things that we've done have had consequences. We messed up. We did things wrong. And that is why we had to pay. You're continuously doing things wrong. You're not using the Bible, to look at what's really going on. The Most High, see, we pray to our mother. We thank her for what she's done for us in the past. And we pray that she does the same for us in the future. She was the one that was with us when we were battling, when Moses was battling with the priests, Jannes and Jambres, of the Egyptians. She was there guiding us in the desert when we were released. She was the one that was there when we were going through the Red Sea. She's going to bring all things back into our remembrance. Now we're praying for her to do the same things again. You don't think the Egyptians were talking mad mess about us when we were at the bottom? But our mother took care of all of that. All these people who were talking, they found out real quick. They FAFO'd real quick. And that is now what's about to happen to you. See, CI Atlas, and I've heard people talk about Third Eye Atlas. They know what's coming, because in that book about the 12 tribes from outer space, if you guys have been checking it out, it's talking about this spaceship that was here during different times, but it was here, okay, during the time of the Exodus. And this ship was the one that was pretty much taking out our enemies. It was taking out our enemies. This ship it comes and it goes, but when it comes, these other people already know. This mothership that is now all of a sudden on its way here. I said, things are repeating themselves. They are repeating themselves. So it's a ship. They already know. It's making adjustments. It's speeding up. It's slowing down. They know it's not a comet, because it's been here before. Our forefathers made covenants and agreements with these entities from other areas, from other planets. That is why when the Europeans got over here and they saw how advanced everything was here. Why do you think everything was so advanced? Because of who we made covenants with. And that is why they were so hell-bent on, when they got here, acting like they destroyed all the information, because they did not have these kinds of agreements, so therefore they did not have this type of information. And they wanted to be the big dogs. They wanted to be the ones on top. They wanted to be the ones that were, making all the choices, and they were the ones that think, they were the ones that were bringing, a better way of life to us, which was nothing. No truth to that at all. No truth to that at all. So again, all of a sudden you start seeing a ship coming. All of a sudden now you see them, again, what are they trying to say? It's a comet, it's a comet. Well, it's not acting like a comet, but it's a comet still. It's not doing this like a comet, but it's still a comet, because they cannot go in any kind of depth. They cannot go on any type of depth. So you think that Kirk getting killed yesterday, wearing free Edom, getting his neck, shot, which is where all his words come from, where they've been able to lie about us, keep lying about us, keep lying about the things that we've gone through, keep lying about who we are. Most High showed you that their words have no power anymore. And they're going to always make it sound like, oh, it was an inside job. Oh, it was done because they don't want to bring out the list. Oh, this done because the Most High willed it. Been talking a lot. You guys, 99% of y'all been talking a lot. So I would be very mindful at what you're saying and who you're saying it about. Because again, this is a wrap. This is your guys' time is done. Now the Most High is taking out your people in these lofty positions. You don't think that they are not terrified themselves? The information that we lost, they have. They know that we had very powerful ships that would take care of us. They're just like Jericho, when Israel showed up at their doorstep and the people inside of that city were terrified, because they know that once we are awakened and we are with our power, that we have ships, technology, that are way above any other group. They know this. They just hope that we didn't put two and two together, or at least they knew eventually that we were going to. And then when they saw that, they know they were going to be done. The Most High is not playing at all. And they know this too. They know about running their mouths and talking and everything else. And like I said, they want to make it sound like it was an inside job, or it was someone with military experience and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. The Most High sends angels to kill. The Most High sends angels to protect. The Most High sends out angels to fulfill his wishes. The Most High sent angels against us, right? Because when we messed up, we became his enemy. So you guys definitely know, your other nations know exactly what's going on, because you know what not to talk about. We've been talking about how all these other nations have been getting all these dainties, and not one person says anything. No one says, you're right. No one says, you're wrong. No one says, you know what, you're right, we should have not taken this. This was yours. No one says a word. So they know what not to talk about. They know what not to talk about. But that's okay, because that's our job, to talk about all the things that you will not. So, I can go through the color law, show these examples, but you guys already know. You already know that you guys set up all these laws against us. And now the Most High has shown you that it's go time for the Most High. It's go time for people who are talking all this mess about us. Payback is here. So I would suggest you really be quiet. You need to start blessing Israel and giving us stuff back. You need to start just returning what is ours. Because, you know, I said it's a wrap. Everything's going to be returned back to us. And it's already, first and foremost, our spirit, our mind. All of that information has been returned to us. That was a huge sword, like they talk about in Enoch, that we got, and then all of the other birds and animals fled away. And that is exactly what that fulfillment of prophecy is already here. Our knowledge, our understanding is destroying all the other people, and you're all running away. You're all running away because you know that you cannot stand up to what we're bringing out. Because you know that if you did, you're not going to be going against us, you're going to be going against our Father. You see, if you try to come out and make videos to try to, you know, prove us wrong and everything else, you'd get destroyed by us, first of all. And then you don't know what type of destruction the Most High will bring on you or your family. You see what I'm saying? You know this, because you know our power doesn't play. There are plenty of examples of people thinking they're gonna run their mouth, talk mess about us, and all of a sudden their whole family is gone. Their whole family is destroyed. If he destroyed us and did horrible things to us, and he loves us, what the hell do you think he's gonna do to you? You see what I'm saying? So just know, just trust and believe. All of this that we saw yesterday was a sign from the Most High. Keep running your mouth against the Most High's chosen people and see what happens, because the Most High is going to make examples out of more of you. The Most High is going to make examples out of more of you. Now, if you don't want to be that one, I would suggest you keep your mouth shut and start giving us our stuff back. You can do it on the down low. You can do it however you want it. You can do it however the Most High wants you to do it. Do it out, you know, in the open, whatever else. But it's time to start giving us all of our stuff back. All of our money, all of our land, right? All of our books, all of our resources, everything needs to go back to his people. That is the only way. Everybody's talking about how this world is, this video was a really good one. Let's see if I can find it. About this guy pretty much talking about how the world hasn't been the same since 2019. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, from conscious juice. But it's like, how come none of y'all ever put two and two together? I've been walking around with my 2019 people shirt. Nobody says a word about it. No one says a word. They look, don't say anything. But wouldn't you kind of figure out, he's like, I'm not the only person that sees this. You know, we just know ever since 2019, everything's just been different. But then you walk around with a shirt that says 2019, and it has, you know, Genesis 15, 13, or 14 on it. Wouldn't you think it would click? You know, it's already clicked. You already know. The main sin that you haven't paid for is that one. You won't acknowledge it.
So lately, people have been saying that it feels like the world that we once knew just vanished. It's like we went to sleep and woke up one day and nothing was the same. Time, energy, hell, even this reality has completely changed in some way, shape, or form. It's like the planet had hit pause, and when it restarted, everything had been switched. And nobody can really put into words what's happened or what is currently happening. So I'm going to let this guy over here explain what he feels like is going on. But let me know that in the comments below, y'all. Do y'all feel that this something has switched?
But I see where a lot of people have been talking about the same topic, about how their life, this is what they're saying in the comments section, that their life doesn't feel the same to them anymore. Kind of like they're half in this world and half out of this world. And I just want you guys to know, for the ones that feel that way, that you're not alone, because I feel that way every single day. Every single day, I no longer feel like the person I once was. And it's almost like I don't even recognize life anymore. I mean, here I've been on this planet for 54 years, but this world feels so foreign to me. And ever since COVID, it seemed like we went through some kind of like time shift, and it just seems like everything is happening so much faster now. I know that things go faster as you get older, I understand that, but I'm not talking about that kind of thing. It seems like Everything is in like extreme fast forward. The days fly by. There just seems like there isn't enough time to even get 2 things done in a day. 2 things before it's time to go to bed. It's like, Jesus, I didn't even have time to do 2 things. I have been trying to convey in a video what I'm talking about, and I'm not able to do it, you guys. I'm just not able to put my finger on it. How in the hell did we go from what we remember the world being like to this? How did it come to this? What the hell happened to life? What the hell happened to this world? What the hell happened to people? Nobody wants to do anything anymore. Nobody wants to get together anymore. Nobody cares about anything. You can't even talk to people about anything today and have them even give a damn about anything. Nobody cares. This world is just like gray.
So anybody else resonates with what he's saying? Because it's like we're all waiting for something to pop through, and the anticipation is a lot, you know?
So pretty much since 2019, 2020, everything is just gone crazy. Nothing's the same. Everything's out of order. It's like a time shift. You're right. But none of you put together the 400 years, and all of a sudden everything's been crazy ever since. The 400 years, 1619, 2019, the shift. And that's exactly where you guys are at right now. So the only thing you guys have left to do is to return everything that you have been enjoying, that is ours, right? And either cleave or get ready to leave. That's it. If you think if you want to cleave to Edom, then what you saw yesterday, that's the life that you have chosen for yourself. Chaos, your leaders being exposed, your leaders being made examples of. That's what's on the docket, because that's what it's called. Justice. It's called recompense, and that's the one thing that nobody wants to talk about. But that's why we have been raised up to bring this out. It's great hanging out with everyone. Thank you again to all the ones that support. Thank you for all the ones that want to cleave. Thank you for the ones that want to bless Israel. Because you don't have very many choices anymore. You don't have those kinds of choices anymore. You saw yesterday was another watershed event. The other nations are going to want to try to explain it away. They want to explain everything without talking about us. They want to explain everything away but not talk about what's happened to us. And the days of being able to exclude us into what is happening to you every day is over with. You want to say all this stuff about so-called black people. You still want to keep calling us black. You still want to keep calling us African American. Keep calling me out of my name and see what the Father is about to do to you. Just understand, when bad things start to happen to you because you are saying these negative and wrong things and bad things about me, just remember, this is the Most High showing you that what He's given me to say is what my mother's given me to say, and for you to reject is gonna have consequences. It's gonna have consequences. You don't want to bless the true Israelites. You want to keep blessing your churches. You want to keep blessing Pastor Mitchell to lie to you. Cool. Just know there's gonna be consequences. Saying you don't care about what's happened to us, cool. Just know it's gonna have consequences. And the Most High might keep you alive, but make people around you get sick or pass away or whatever else. Just like He did with Pharaoh. Kept Pharaoh alive so he can watch his whole kingdom be destroyed. So just things to think about. Much love, family.